wanted to introduce, although we jumped right in. That's okay. We introduced Leilani Fratis, the CEO of the Placer SPCA, and you and I go back several years.
Several?
Yeah. You want me to
just
count the ways?
Just because Nolan is young doesn't mean that you can just say several.
Okay, it's more than 2.
Yes.
Through Rotary.
Maybe.
Through the Roseville leadership.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think it was in 2003.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. That's almost like 2-0.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, it is.
Almost,
absolutely. So there's been a lot of things that you have worked on through the years. There's been a lot of things that the Rotary Club has worked on, and we're ever so grateful because recently, just last Friday, we had the pleasure of having a couple of guests. We had Ann Peterson and we had Melissa.
That's great.
Came to the Thomas Jefferson Elementary School workshop because that was the one that our Rotary Club that you and I belong to sponsored for A Touch of Understanding. And for the last 3 years, the Roseville Club has done that. And you had the opportunity to come visit one of the workshops in December.
I did.
And that was at the Fitiment Farms Elementary School.
The area I live in. So that was, I live in Fitiment Farms.
Okay,
cool.
really?
Yeah,
That was
really
perfect.
neat. Yeah.
That was perfect for you to see that. So what was it about what you experienced that you felt that was impactful for you?
Oh gosh. There were so many elements to the program, which was great. But I think what I looked back at was firstly, I wish I never had this kind of experience when I was a kid. And so I saw an experience that us in our younger days didn't have, that was such a healthy experience. But then I was relating back just recently, and I was remembering that I had, right from kindergarten on, one of my best friends had spina bifida.
Okay.
And so without even realizing it, it was something that I accepted, and it was very inclusionary with her. In fact, for some reason, I have this memory of us going outside. We lived in an apartment complex and playing with the kids in the apartment complex, and we were going to jump rope. Now, if you have spina bifida, you are paralyzed from the waist down.
Right.
And all I, without even thinking about it, would be something different. It was, how do we get her involved? And so we found a way that she could jump rope.
How old were you at that time?
Probably 6 or 7.
And you were thinking about how to get her involved?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even a thought. It was just that she was going to be involved, right?
Okay.
So that's something I think
it wasn't an option.
No, it wasn't. And so that was kind of cool when I reflected back on that, because I had not recalled that until this program kind of brought that back to me. I loved seeing real people. I think that's so cool that people can come out and tell their stories.
The speakers.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the speakers adopted a dog from us.
Yes.
That I saw on that day, and that was so very, very cool. And then there was the gentleman who had experienced the burns all over his body. But the bottom line is that real people talking about their experience. And what's really cool is the fact that, Nolan, you mentioned this, that kids could then turn around and ask them questions,
right?
And feel comfortable.
And any questions?
Yeah.
They let them ask any questions.
Because, like you said, when you had a nephew or a cousin who had something different going on, but the family didn't really talk about it. Right. And so I think that it's so wonderful to embrace kids asking questions appropriately and respectfully. And at the Placer SPC, and I think I mentioned this afterwards, when I talk about respect, we teach those very same programs.
Right.
Our lesson plan is different. The tools we use are different.
Right.
We use animals to teach compassion, kindness, and respect. We don't have to teach kids to love animals, but we can teach character building exercises around those major values.
Right.
And so it's the same thing under different circumstances.
Exactly.
And so that was probably the thing I walked away. That was the biggest aha moment. My gosh, we're teaching the same thing.
Yeah, I know you had said that we share some similar values, and I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, the SPCA does amazing work, and you've done amazing work since you've been the CEO. So you did, get an opportunity to do the white canes with the exercise. You listened to some speakers, and you said you got to do the Braille.
I got to do the Braille.
Okay, and
Bad Braille.
Bad Braille. But you got to see how difficult it is. What is it about your experience, why would you think, if you were going to suggest to somebody why they might consider coming to a workshop, why they might want to consider to get involved with a Touch of Understanding, whether it's being a volunteer, whether it's coming to one of our fundraisers, whatever it might be, just to come to a workshop, what would you express to say, what would be the importance of doing that?
You talk about compassion, and I think unless you have that hands-on experience, and like Nolan mentioned, because certainly for someone like myself, and probably most people out there, you never do ask the questions, and you never do truly get a full understanding of what somebody's experience really looks like and feels like. So as an adult, I got that experience at the workshop that I went to.
Okay.
And it's just amazing to me that children can have that experience at such a young age, and then doesn't that's kind of starts something inside and allows them to grow and evolve and feel more confident and comfortable with having that experience of getting to know something that's not their norm.
Exactly.
Right? And that's important, be it for people with disabilities,
right,
or in other circumstances, to get out of your comfort zone. But it's hard to do by yourself. To put yourself in a group that's safe. That's the other thing, a safe environment where it's safe to ask questions, where you're having healthy interactions with people who are not like you.
Right.
I think there's cultural barriers that exist. I think that there are barriers as it relates to people with different abilities, and so this is just a launching point for any of those circumstances. I remember going to a program where I learned about other cultures too,
right,
and wow, that was an experience, because things you don't ask that you see are happening in other cultures. So this that just opens up the opportunity for you to become a more compassionate person. And if you think that you ain't got it all, and you don't understand it all, and so to expose yourself and continue to learn. At my age, in an elementary school, wow, what a phenomenal opportunity, and what a phenomenal, it gives you the seed for growth, really, personal growth.
right.
So that you can really become the best that you can be, because you have an openness and an understanding and a willingness to step out of your comfort zone. Because if you never step out of your comfort zone, you don't grow. We all know that, right? That's what I talk to people. If you're day to day comfortable with what you're doing, then you've stopped growing.
Right.
And so in that program, in those classrooms, or in the gymnasium that we were in, all those kids were growing.
Right.
That was, I don't have kids. So hopefully every day is a day of growth in school, but they're learning math, they're learning English, but this is like a personal development. So I know you mentioned, Roxanne, that our Rotary Club sponsored a classroom. What do we do? A classroom?
A workshop.
School? A workshop?
Yeah, at a school. Because by doing that, it allows us to be able to do workshops at other schools and to expand into other schools.
So, but do you also accept and look for individual contributions?
Absolutely.
Like that teacher that was, so moved by what she saw.
Yes.
Could she write you a check, or how does that look?
Yes.
So
we have an opportunity. People can do donations on our website. They can at any time. I mean, there's a donate button, so they can click there, and there's places where you can decide how much you want to donate, and you can do it, with your credit card. If they wanted, they could send in a check. If they want to do something like that and send it in to us, or they could support any one of our fundraisers that we do throughout the year. The most upcoming one that we have is the Evening of Insight, and I think you might be interested in.
Tell me about that.
That's going to be in March on the 26th.
Okay.
And we have a former board member who's been blind for 20 years.
Okay.
And we did this as our signature fundraiser last year, and it was such a success that we decided...
Oh, do you have to eat blindfolded or something?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and so part of the event is you're having the meal under blindfold with Darlene, sharing with people what to expect, what to do. We have a table host that's at each of the tables to make sure that people aren't wearing part of their meals or dumping water, in their laps or things like that. But
remember, I'm the uncoordinated one, let alone not having sight and being uncoordinated.
But we did that, and then we have an auctioneer. Freddie is going to be our auctioneer.
Fantastic.
And this year, and so we're looking forward to an amazing event. So there'll be a fund and need and a live auction, silent auction. It's all part of that. But it'll be a really fun evening.
Are tickets on sale online
They
yet?
are. They are.
Really?
They are. One our guests all get an amazing opportunity to hear a joke from Nolan.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so
Are
I
they
think
always new jokes?
Yes,
They're always new.
Okay.
always new ones, and so so I think he has one especially for you.
Especially for you.
I'm ready.
What breed of dog can unlock your doors? So what breed of dog can unlock your doors?
Hold on. I think I know the answer to this.
What is it?
I don't really, but I'm going to try to spin.
Okay.
Okay, you got to do the music in the background. Do,
Okay.
do,
Do 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 do
lock, can unlock
do
doors.
do
Okay, so it's like a lock. A beagle with a coat on.
No, that's a really good answer. Though, but
It's the only thing I could think of.
nope. Yorkie.
You're gonna have to put that in your weekly newsletter or your monthly newsletter or something.
Good job.
Yeah. he he worked a lot with small children, and he would have tons of popsicle sticks with jokes on them that he would collect. And so
really?
he would use those to always entertain the kids. So
You're pretty cool.
yeah.
Thanks. I think so, but I'm kind of biased. A little biased.
Yes, I'm sure his son thinks so, and so is his wife, and Megan thinks so, and just about anybody that kind of runs into Nolan thinks so. So we are so happy that you joined us today. So please, because we know that talking about being busy, you are super busy.
We're all busy.
So, but
Doing great things,
yeah,
right?
doing awesome things. And so the partnership that we have with you, we want to continue with that and doing whatever we can, maybe brainstorm some new ideas and campaigns, because Youth Worth can always do some additional drives, because it's not just at Christmas time. They can be doing drives to get some donations to give you guys at any time if there's anything in particular that you're looking for.
And in the meantime, I have to go online to touchofunderstanding.org and buy my tickets
Yeah.
for the dinner. Now, I'm a
Yes.
vegetarian. Can I have a vegetarian
Oh,
option?
yes, you can.
Okay, good.
Yes. Okay.
I'm there.
All right. Hey, thank you so much. We are just more than over the top of the moon that you're here and you shared this time with us today, aren't we, Nolan?
We are.
Yeah,
yes.
we are, aren't we, Nolan? Yeah. Do we get to dance now and
You
sing?
can dance. Yes, you
Woohoo!
can.